Yeah, it takes a little bit to get going. All right, guys, we are live. Hang on a second. Just making sure the audio here is working. Oh, there we go. Look at that. We can hear ourselves. This is like an Inception, video Inception. All right, sounds good. Luke, welcome back, man. How's it going?
Buddy. Good, man. It's been a couple of weeks.
I know. We've just been so busy. I've been doing some stuff. You've been doing your stuff, but
well, got to find time somewhere, though,
yeah,
right?
exactly. Well, that's the way it goes, especially in the summertime as well, too. It's so nice outside. But
Yeah, well, I
hey,
mean, we're from Nova Scotia, so when the weather comes out, you kind of like got to be a little bit of a slave to it, right?
You got to take advantage of it. Yeah,
That's
we got
right.
like 3 days a year. Andrew, you know that, eh?
Oh my
Like,
gosh,
it's
yeah.
sunny. We gotta do everything in the one day.
Yeah, 100.
Anyways, I think where we left off last time is we're starting to get into health and just eating better, just the whole fitness industry as a whole. And I'm sure we're going to have like about 1 million conversations on what the whole health industry is like and what we think about it. But maybe let's just start off. I just want to ask you, like, why is health and fitness like the most important thing to you as it relates to like just living, a good quality life?
Yeah, well, I guess, is it the most important thing to me? That's a kind of like that's another question of itself. I think it's a combination of a few things. For me, it's an important part of my life because, first of all, the biggest reason why I gravitate towards health and fitness is because it literally is like my release. Like it is my release from anxiety. It's my release from stress. It creates like so much like mental energy in my mind, and that's the first thing that I gravitate towards when I allow myself to go down like a fitness routine.
When did you first notice that? Like, was it always something that, you know what, I just know that whenever I exercise, I just feel really good after. I feel like it's a little bit more clear mentally. Like,
yeah, I think it's
did you have
something
to fight for it?
Yeah, well, I think when I was younger and I really got into fitness, like I think a lot of people get into it for the vanity. At the beginning, like I think most like young people, they want to like,
I want to be ripped,
and this is really something that I had to learn. I only really like gravitated towards this over the last like 5, 6, 7 years, maybe. You know what I mean? Like, we want to build the surface of our body more than we want to build the interior of our body, right? Because society, we want to look a certain way, and I think that's what got me into fitness at the beginning. Is I wanted to build my body so I could look attractive to women.
Yeah,
straight up. You know what I mean? Like, it's like,
I don't think necessarily there's anything wrong with that.
Well,
to be fair, I think you could go a little bit too far, but to get people going, it's okay to want to look okay.
It creates like, self-esteem and all that stuff like that, for sure. Like, it's a huge thing. Like, society really, will, give props to people who look a certain way, and people see it, and it's a double-edged sword because it creates a lot of obsession. But
for sure,
but I mean,
we can get into more of those details later.
But I mean, for me, it was like, I was always extremely athletic, and I played a lot of sports, and I was always into fitness, but I never ever looked at it. It was just, I loved playing sports. I never looked at me as being into fitness and stuff like that. But around 25, I started getting into it a little bit more, especially nutrition, and I started really noticing the changes in my body by dialing certain nutrition protocol. And
just dialing that in. And
by dialing it in, and fitness. And then, over time to where I'm at now, the vanity, it kind of just dissembles itself. It's not really something that I care too much about. I care more about building the interior of my body, so it can, basically, I'm more in tune to longevity.
Yeah.
Right. The longevity of my body. I want my body to last, for as long as it can. I don't want to have pain in my elder years. I want to be able to, avoid disease. I want to be able to, move with, as much ease as possible.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what keeps me motivated to have like a really proper fitness and nutrition protocol.
Okay. So from what I'm hearing correctly is like, initially, of course, obviously you want to get muscles or whatever, look good, attract the ladies. But then the older you get and the more you realize that it's more about being healthy in the long run, so that at the end of your life, or for as long as you can, that you can walk up the stairs, no problem. You can carry the groceries inside the house. You can play with your kids or grandkids or whatever when you're older. You can just have that quality of life where you're not having to deal with, every time I sit down, my back is killing me and all that kind of stuff. So it's really just about having the best like health span. Cause I hear that word like health span instead of lifespan. It's like, how many years can I have that I'm living, pain-free and healthy?
Yeah, that's a term that's been thrown around a lot, lifespan versus health span. Cause like any person can live to be 85, but their health span deteriorates in their 60s and they're living a pain-ridden life from like for 20 years. I've seen it on numerous accounts with many family members, with people that I golf with, people that I trained.
You sit on the recliner all day, every day.
It's just a miserable life. You know what I mean? It's like, it's a very limited life. And the thing about it is that could have all been avoided, right? And there's this concept that I've always used when I was training clients. I was like, you're doing the work now to pay the dividends in the future. The dividends are that you're in your 60s and 70s and that you're mobile, you have less chronic pain, and you're able to enjoy your life still at that age. Mobility is the essence of life. You know what I mean? For me anyway. Yeah. And I'm sure it is for most people. Like without mobility, their experiences are vast. You know what I mean? Like there's not a whole lot.
Like you mean you're limited in what you can do.
You're limited to what you can do. And I mean like I keep getting reminded of this because I play a lot of golf and I'll golf with anybody, and I golf with a lot of elders, and a lot of them are pretty open about the seriousness of how much pain they're in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Even just like swinging the
club, they'll be very open. They have had knee replacements and all that stuff. And, and you can just tell that none of them really took a serious health and fitness protocol. Right.
Yeah.
And in my mind, that's the stuff that sits with me. And he's like, I need to do work now because I want to be in control of preventing that. Yeah. And when I say that I want to be in control, that doesn't mean what I'm doing now is going to guarantee me that I'm going to be this agile, fit person. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Running the ultra marathons when you're 90 years old or what have you.
Yeah, I think that's extreme, but but it's it's just about having quality of life. And like the term health span is that you want to have a good, health span. You want to be able to be healthy and wake up and enjoy your life for as long as you can, because lifespan can carry on for a long time, what I mean? But health span is something that you need to work at. Yeah. Like I've seen tons of people smoke and drink and be inactive and, and still carry a lifespan till into their 80s, right? But it's not a great life in my terms.
Some people like that too, though. Some people like to smoke and drink.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, they do. But do they really like the effects that it puts on their body? I think that they're just so stuck in their ways that they just don't see an outlet. And the thing about it is that trying to make the turnaround at 65 is a lot harder than making the turnaround at 45.
Yeah. For sure. I like they say 45 because that's like our age. So it's like, hey.
Well, I think right now I think 45 is the golden age where you can really take control, because aging is starting to kick in, but it's not really there yet.
You haven't reached the really steep decline.
You haven't reached we've talked about this many times, that decline that can happen. And I think at the age 40, people can get away with living a life of debauchery. You know what I mean? Like whatever it is, where you drank and you smoked, or you just ate a bunch of non-healthy food, or you're super inactive.
Even just staying up late working on business, and then not moving around, and then sitting on the couch watching Netflix or whatever, and just not moving.
Inactivity,
most of the day.
You know what I mean?
It doesn't have to be like, hey, I'm partying all the time, or I'm just even consuming bad things. There's 100%, so many different things.
It's a little bit of everything, right? Yeah. Like, whatever the case may be, like I know when I sit for long periods of time, like, and I get up, I'm like, whoa, like that's, I gotta be conscious. Like if I'm sitting for an hour, like the watch will tell you you're standing, your time to stand, and it's kind of right. Like you got to get up and you got to start moving, right? Like mobility is like, it creates such a lubrication in your joints. It creates, and it really, like when I start getting up and moving around, there's this voice of like, oh my God, when you start moving, you're like, oh my God, like what's going on? I'm so sore. And am I aging? And like, there's a big traffic jam going on.
It's like your brain is just like, stop this, stop.
And then, but I always have to tell myself, it's like, okay, this is how it starts. And then you get up and you start moving around, and you start loosening up and you warm it up a little
Yeah.
bit. And next thing you know, whoa, like
Your
where's
body's
where those aches and those pains go? And that's kind of the rhythm that the body's kind of adjusted. Now at a certain age, those morning aches and pains I only have one body that I can relate to, which is my own. And I wish I knew what it was like to have to feel what it was like in somebody else's body.
I mean, I think we can have pretty good ideas though.
Well, just
But,
by
I mean-
what somebody can describe to me.
Yeah, yeah.
But at the end of the day, you are a single player, you're a single player in this game.
Yeah,
That, you know what I mean? Again, that's reality. Like, I don't have a clue whether I feel good or bad or how any different than somebody else. I just know what it's
Yeah.
like for myself.
But that's okay. And just know, like, if you look at yourself and be like, you know what? I know that, I don't know how other people feel. But for me, like eating these bag of chips makes me feel like shit, or drinking this much alcohol makes me feel like shit, or not moving around or watching too much TV makes me feel like shit.
Yeah.
And then it's up to you to decide, are you going to stay in that state or not, and whether you're going to do something about that of how you feel, irregardless of what other people might feel.
Yeah. So let's just hone in on like the importance of like why fitness. Okay, let's just talk about fitness first.
Yeah.
Like fitness is just movement in many different facets, you know what I mean? And fitness can be categorized, whether it's sport, whether it's weight training, strength
Okay,
training.
so just we're talking like just physical activity.
Physical activity,
Yeah, yeah.
yes. You know what I mean?
Gym class.
Yeah, whatever it is, like it can be categorized as anything.
Yeah.
The reason why that is so important because the body needs to move so it can stay agile, so it does not get caught in, when the body's not moving, that's when things start to this happen. They start seizing up. I always, my biggest analogy is always the car. I relate the body to the car the whole time. Your body, if our body is sitting for a day, think about a car sitting in the garage for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, everyone knows like, you got to go in there. You got to start
take
it
your
up.
car out of the garage that was sitting there for 2 weeks? It's like everything is just creaking, and you know what I mean.
You're
It's
just like, what's
it's
going
not
on?
it's not good, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean. But then the car starts warming up and starts moving, and everything starts flowing again, right? But like it's we were designed to move, and I feel like the less we move, the more the body gets used to that. It gets kind of like sunken in, and that's kind of where a lot of things start developing. Like it's crazy what motion can do for the body, like on a physiological, like in a physiological level and on like a mental level as well.
Yeah.
Like it's creating so much positive energy in your body.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like it's hard to describe unless you have to live it.
Yeah.
And you have to kind of like build that reward system in your mind that when you start moving around, this is creating so much positive.
Like it just feels good. I think a lot of people know about that because when you're kids, you're just running around and playing around, and that's just what you're doing. I don't know, maybe if people just kind of lose that ability, or just the way our society is that we just lose the ability to play, or like kind of that holds playfulness just kind of goes out the window because we're just kind of designed to go to school, sit down for 6-8 hours a day, and go home, do your homework, and then get ready for the next day. Like it seems as if there's not much opportunity to go out and move. And it's funny, like you're saying about how we're designed to be. And if we, like Andrew, we're both kind of like biologists, and we think about the evolution of humans and how we used to live. We live a completely different lifestyle than we used to. Like it used to be you're moving around to find food. So like you're just walking all day, climbing trees, doing all the kinds of stuff. And it's not like people are there doing like going to the gym and doing like powerlifting and all that kind of stuff. It's like you're just moving around, and just by the act of moving, or like farming even.
Well, one of the best, it's like kind of personal development, but also like health and fitness, is the comfort crisis. And it talks a lot about our human evolution and how like we're basically the only primates that like carry anything, and how important like carrying stuff over like long distances is basically what we evolved to do. And that's why his whole thing was about like rucking. Like you need to like ruck and have that weight on when you're walking, because it's even better for you than just
even just general
just
walking.
anything. Yeah. So it was really fascinating.
So resisted walking. Yeah. Like it's like stuff like that is designed to like strengthen your body. And by strengthening your body that way, it's like what it does to your immune system, right? Like it really strengthens your immune system, which fights off disease. Like it's all just this realm of positivity. Like it's all intertwined, right?
Everything's
like
connected.
I think one of the, you can say like the comfort crisis, like it's it's so important to like, because why is it? Because it's hard to get up and move. Like I just said, when I get up in the morning, it's uncomfortable. Like I'm achy, I'm sore. Like there's, and I'm very physically active. You know what I mean? But I'm also going through the soreness of being physically active, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I also know that there's a different type of soreness if you're physically inactive.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different type of soreness. I'm just kind of like the soreness that I'm going through is just, it recovers and I get stronger and I stay strong, right? But the physically inactive soreness, like that's starts to become chronic pain because your body gets used to being in a sedentary position.
Yeah.
And you're not loosening your joints, you're not, stretching your ligaments. The whole body needs to have motion so it can be this agile being.
Yeah.
But when it's not, things get tight, and eventually, when you're moving in certain, another big thing too is if you're not having a good mobility protocol, whether it's walking or anything like that, then when you do move in a certain ways, you're very prone to injury because your body is not,
Just not used to doing it.
you're not used to doing it. Like you're very tight and, insecure in a lot of different areas of your body. And like I said, and you start moving in certain ways. Like, I mean, I see so many people coming out to hockey, like, oh, I just haven't played in a year, and you see them go out to the first shift and then they're walking off like because they got injured because you're just.
Did you remember that one time that guy, he came to hockey and he's like, oh yeah, I haven't played in whatever, and he's going like all out, and I was like, oh, careful buddy, I think something's gonna happen. And then like 2 shifts in, he went in awkwardly, fell down, and he like tore his ACL.
Just like that,
right on the ice.
Boom.
Saw the guy first time, and then that was it. He was done.
Yeah.
And he's just like, he's like, I was like, oh man, you need help? He's like, oh no, my buddy's gonna like take me to the hospital. It's like, it was just sad to see because like, slow it down. You're not 12 anymore or whatever it is that he was thinking he was doing.
Well, you're not physically fit to do the things you're doing. You have to ease your way into it.
Wasn't
right?
an older guy too, of like, it's just like a younger-ish guy, but just hadn't played in a long time and just figures you could just go right in and go at 100%.
A really good example is remember when we had COVID and then we got that snowfall and everybody was living inside for so long and then people had to go shovel their driveway.
Oh, was there like a resurgence?
It was like a record ambulance.
Was it really?
Like call because a lot of people were shoveling their driveways and started having heart attacks.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that, Andrew?
No, it was. I remember it being like a lot of people went into cardiac arrest because they were all just like stuck inside and then they had to go shovel their driveways. Yeah. And then obviously that was just too much on a sedentary body that there was like this record like ambulance surgeons
just calls or whatever.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
But
it is really true, that whole thing of if you don't use it, you lose it. Like that actually, it's so true. If anything, in your whole like
it's the cliche of the body.
Physical activity.
Yeah, it's and that's what it is. And it's like and like we were talking about this is like why are people it's a very resisted thing to overcome is to become physically active for the purpose of training your body. Like people can become physically active because they have to work. You know what I mean? Because the money is the motivation. They're like, I got to get up and go because I need money. But when it becomes something that they need to do because they want to have a fit body as they age, that's where a lot of people don't see the reward.
Well, you can't defer. We're wired to not want to, or we're wired to want the reward right now, and we're not wired to understand.
People don't see the long. There's a short-term benefit, and then thees a long-term benefit. Yeah, and I'm sure Andrew, you can relate to the short-term and the long-term because you know, and like I, for example, I just got done a weight session just before I came here. And I golfed yesterday, and I've done a lot of stuff, but I was due for one, and like I need my weight training session at least once a week. It just for me, it's just the feeling I get, and like I know that I don't ever want to break the habit of not going, because if I start breaking the habit, then I don't want to get into this loop. Like, maybe I can take a couple of weeks off, and then I don't want to reestablish. And I don't want to rebuild my body all over again, because there is a building phase to strength training, and it's like 6-7 weeks to like really build your foundation, right? It's a real grueling process when you start getting into it. Anyway, I did not want to go today at all. Like I was dreading it because I'm just sore and I was achy, and I was like,
so what'd you say to yourself?
I was like, you got to do it. You know you're gonna do it. So, and I said, you're gonna feel way better after you do it. And I know as soon as I get in there, I know about 25 minutes after I start moving around, I get a few sets in there. I start warming up. the endorphins start rolling.
You never want to leave.
And then, honestly, I end up staying for an extra 15 minutes than I
Yeah.
usually do it. And I have great energy right now.
Yeah.
And it's like, and, you know, it's just, and that's what keeps me motivated.
Do you try to keep that in your mind of like, hey, listen, this is how I feel afterwards? And then like, I think that's what you said. You remind yourself when the pain of doing it is like, oh, I don't think I can overcome it. But like, hey, you know what? Here's what's waiting afterwards. Even immediately afterwards, you're going to feel great. So suck it up and just get through it.
It's
So
ingrained.
you keep that in your mind?
It's been ingrained since God 20 years now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's easy for me to, like, it's never easy. Like it's not like I can't wait to go do it. Like, oh, like, I'm like super psyched to go do it.
Yeah.
Like we love playing hockey. Like I love playing hockey.
Yeah, you don't have to pull my teeth out at all to get me to go play
I do.
hockey.
It, like going
For
to
you?
play. Yeah,
Okay.
it's there. Like recently, it's become a little bit like, oh, I gotta pack the gear. You know what I mean? I gotta, you know, it's like there's resistance to everything. You know what I mean? But once I'm on that ice,
Yeah.
and I take a few strides, I grab a puck.
Oh, here you go.
5-10 minutes into it, I'm like, there's no other place I'd rather be.
Yeah.
But it's the getting out of the house, packing the gear, putting it in the car, getting in the drive, putting the gear on.
Yeah, you got to do the
You know
work
what
there.
I mean? It's like there's resistance to every. I don't think there's other than food. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Making food and eating it is the only thing that I have zero resistance.
Right,
to.
it's like, yeah, I'm just gonna do it. Yeah.
You know, or my I obviously I'm a daily cannabis user. I'm super open about it, but I have zero resistance to that
Yeah,
too. You know what I mean? Those are the things that give you the immediate gratification, right?
Yeah.
There's zero, but anything like that's like physically active, yeah, there's always a little bit of a push and pull towards it.
So I want to get into this whole why people resist so much, because if it was so easy, I think a lot more people would be active.
That's important.
But before, Andrea, I want to turn the question to you: is why is it, maybe even forgetting about health and like the whole health and fitness? We'll just focus on the fitness and just physical activity in general. Why is it important to you to stay active and to be active, and what that means for you for a good life?
So there's like a lot of reasons, and I think as I've aged, that's changed over time, but 100% it's for health span. And I think when you have a kiddo with special needs, it's just like, well, I have to be healthy because I have to be like mentally checked in for him and for Maya too. But like, who's gonna take care of him when we're gone? Like, hopefully he'll be able to be independent, but you don't know 100%. So it's just like, I need to live forever for both kids. So there's that. And then also I think seeing lots of different family members take different approaches to their health as they've aged.
Yeah.
And you can kind of see, like, my dad's very unhealthy. He's type 2 diabetic, had a heart attack before 60. It's like just a hot mess, and he walks around with a cane, and it's like, no, I want to be able to run every fucking day. I want to be able to lift weights like 4 or 5 times a week. Like, that's how I want to live. I want to be able to just be out all the time.
Yeah.
And then I see my mom, who's like 60 whatever, and she'll come here. She's like on 10K hike with us, and she's like raring to go. That's what I want. So I think seeing those two different dynamics, like, it's huge. It puts it in perspective.
I think it's really important to see the generations ahead of you and kind of like see what they did in their life, or kind of find out about it.
Yeah.
See what led them to where they're at. Like you said about your mother versus your dad. My dad, unfortunately, he had passed, but he, you know, just worked, but he worked at like in positions where he did auto body work. So he's just always underneath cars,
always moving around,
always in these very vulnerable positions.
Yeah.
You know, his knees went out when he was like in his late 60s. You know, he had a really poor health span from like 60 to 80. And I watched it. He was in pain the whole time, but still trying his hardest to, like, he just wanted to go. So he would just work through the pain. You know what I mean? Medication bag, like this big with like so many different things of pills. My mom, 88 years old. So she is the only living sister left. Her 3 youngest sisters have passed. And
she's the oldest.
She's the oldest. She's 88 right now. And they've all smoked and drank. The only difference is my mom quit when she was 49. She quit smoking and started walking. And now she still walks. And now she's 88, fit as a fiddle, mentally sharp. And the sisters that didn't do that are all deceased, that are younger than her right now.
Yeah.
And they were all, you know, had very, you know, not very mobile lives. You know what I mean?
And you think that was a consequence of the decision to just quit smoking and then to start walking?
Just quit smoking and start. Yes, 100%.
Because you would say that they're all kind of the baseline, like they're all hanging out together, smoking together.
My mother was also a very social being. She volunteered. She did all the other good stuff too.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like fitness and health, like you're not going to teach somebody like that how to eat. Like I tried telling my mom to stop eating processed foods that just they don't understand.
So
And
still-
you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to eat whatever I want. You know what I mean?
Mr. Chef Boyardee is always welcome here.
100%, you know what I mean? But like, that's the thing about it is like, you know, this is another thing too, the obsession that comes with this industry, which we can touch on too, but you don't have to be doing everything perfect. You just have to be, you know, cognizant and very open-minded that you need to be mobile, eat as much clean food as you can, be a positive person, and, you know, try to have really good social relationships. Those are basically the elements of that'll give you a good health span. And, you know, she basically, you know, I'm not saying my mom would like ate garbage all the time, but she just wasn't like somebody that was like, I need to eat whole foods all the time. She just ate whatever
calories and what the macros is.
No, you know what I mean? She didn't eat out of boxes the whole time. You know what I mean? They just, you know, the education is not there. You know what I mean? Once the processed foods started coming there, my house was riddled with processed foods.
Yeah. I mean, most people are. I mean, that's what you see at the grocery store.
Yeah.
I mean, it's everywhere, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, look at every fast food place we have or every food place in the corner. Like, it's all processed stuff. Well, not all, but you know, a pretty big chunk of it. It was interesting what you said about how important being social or having a social life is to your actual health span and longevity, because well, we're not going to get into it today, but it is so important. That's one of our things here. Meaningful relationships. Like if you don't have that, even if you are super fit and super like everything's on point, if you don't have that social relationship and you're just like lonely, like I don't think it's an exaggeration to say like, you know, dying of boredom. Like there's a reason people say that. Like if your brain's not stimulated, you don't have that connection. We're social animals. We got to be with other people.
Have you ever been isolated for long periods of time, like, and feel what kind of damage that wrecks on, like, you know, like I'm not the type of guy that can sit down and be isolated for long periods of time. And that's why if I become immobile and I'm not able, like, I know there's going to be times in my life where I know that I'm going to have to deal with some sort of surgery, being laid up. Like it's going to happen throughout my life. Like you know what I mean? You can't avoid certain things. Like,
but those are temporary things that they're
temporary things, but I do know that there are things that it's going to be hard for me to deal with because I am the type of guy that I need to be able to get up and go. And like, that's what I love about my life. I get up and go, do what I want, you know, but I also like chilling out and sitting down too. And like, I like the yin and the yang of both the things.
For sure.
But when I'm forced to sit for long periods of time, it's a hard state of mind to be in for me. You know what I mean?
It's fascinating too about the whole dynamics at play between you need to socialize, but also our world is so chaotic sometimes. Like people love the idea of like, you know what, I'm just going to go for a week and I'm just going to backpack and go into the forest and just go on my own. Like some people just love doing that, but I think it's not to live like that.
I think you're socializing with nature at that point in time. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like you know, like I think that there's levels to this stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's isolation where, you know, if you're stuck watching TV for like 5 days straight, but if you're kind of like out in nature and there's just, you know, everything's different.
Yeah.
Like you're stimulated by so many different smells and scenery and stuff. You know what I mean?
And I think that speaks to the lost connection that we have with nature, which is again a whole other thing. Which is it's so important to get out there and, you know, touch grass, as people say, or whatever. So
yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
but like I said, it's like like on a fitness level, like there's so many different ways that people can have fitness protocols in their life. Like they can play sport. Like you know, if they really, you know, that's great. It's about finding something that you enjoy to do. That's the most important thing. Because as a trainer, people they say I hate the gym. Yeah, I get the gym's not for everybody. It's like it's not for most people, to be honest with you, because it's very, you know, linear. There's only so many things you could do. You want to like walking on a treadmill or running on a treadmill. It's very, you know, like, you know, mouse in a cage type stuff. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You know, but strength training is very important to me, and I think strength training is very important. I think it's a very important element of fitness because, you know, your body is a structure and it needs to be strengthened and it needs to be able to be a solid foundation
Yeah, well,
to handle
for
life.
sure.
Now there's levels to this as well. Like I think like I was growing up, I was in what I called the vanity stage where I was trying to sculpt the surface of my body. I was trying to build the body from the outside, trying to have it look a certain way, bodybuilding type of stuff, right?
Yep.
And that can be, you know, disadvantageous to a healthy body because a lot of that stuff is heavy lifting, which is really hard on the joints, you know, and
It's not functional.
it's not functional. No, because you're seeing a lot of the bodybuilders now coming out
They're very
and they're telling you like they're in their late 50s and they're being very open about all the health problems they have
Yeah.
from all the bodybuilding that they did.
Yeah, a lot of them
You know.
too are the steroids. That's a whole nother can of worms as well too, because those
Yeah.
guys are like they're 30 years old. You're like, I think this guy's gonna have a heart attack. Like they're
All
gonna
I
die.
can say
Like,
about that
that's
is
crazy.
just
right?
don't
But
just don't do steroids.
Just don't
you know
do
what I
it,
mean? Like
yeah.
if you look, Google it if you're you know what I
It's
mean.
just-
Like it's just
not worth it.
it's just a world that is
Yeah.
just ends in pain.
But yeah, but just even just a big guy that's really just has the muscles because they just bodybuild. Like they feel like they don't have the mobility as well too, right? They feel like they're all really stiff. It's like, yeah, you have big muscles, but I mean, can you functionally move with that? Like, can you run? Like how
You see
know,
you see it so
it's
many
interesting.
times in the gym where guys will just come in and they'll just do the very like ego lifting moves, the
Yeah,
bench
just
press, the shoulder press, the squats.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like these moves. And if
the,
you and if that's
what's
all
the back one there? Deadlift.
deadlifts, that's
Yeah.
that's an excellent move though. That's an
They're
excellent
all, yeah.
that's an excellent strength move, but you know they're doing it in a way that you know what I mean, and they're creating so much imbalance in the body that you know what I mean. Like you must see like the guys that walk around with the big shoulders, the arms out, and you know what I mean. They can't, you know,
Well,
they,
yeah,
when they turn, like the whole body has to turn with
What's
them. You
that
know?
thing we love in? I think it's Bad Boys
Bad
too.
Boys too.
He's like, oh,
Yeah.
he's like, oh, my sister date. What does he say? I don't know. He's
don't
present.
know.
He's in prison or something. He's like, oh, my sister, she dates, you know, those big motherfucking guys like that. You know,
Yeah.
guys can't even turn around and wipe their ass.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah. Well, 100%. And I, you know,
there's just a guy beside him. He's like, just like this motherfucker right here, or whatever. And it was just so funny because, like, yeah, it's like, what
honestly,
the hell?
it's more than less that I see people in the gym that work out. I see a lot of people.
Like for those big guys.
I see, most people don't know what they're doing in the gym, and I hate to say it, like they are training their bodies in ways like that are just putting them in very vulnerable situations.
Like
They're
their
not-
shoulders or
Oh, they're
joints.
just. I mean, like if you're even training a muscle group, even as a bodybuilder, like there's technique to hit the muscle, right? And like I know how to bodybuild, and you know it's very technical. It's an art, and I get it. It's no difference than taking your car to the shop and tinting your windows, putting rims on your car, getting a nice fancy paint job.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, and you're going to a show and you're trying to like win the best looking car. That's what bodybuilding is,
Yeah.
right?
They have all those shows and then they all spray tan and stuff.
Like, you know, and that's what it is. And it's an art to do that. But there's a lot of, but is it healthy? Some guys are real, you know, I don't know.
Better than sitting around on a couch eating potato chips, I guess, right?
It is, you know what I mean? But I think that it just leads to a lot of mental issues
Yeah.
in the long run.
Because you're doing it for vanity. You're not doing it for any kind of
Yeah, and
self-improvement.
I mean,
or,
most people that go to those bodybuilding shows, they kind of have like, because they're dieting, like they're very, very strict dieting, and there's always a post depression after a show.
especially bad for women that do that because they're like, oh, I lost my period for 6 months or whatever. I'm like, that's not healthy at all.
Yeah, when I was training at a gym one time, there was when it was comp season would come around, there was always a few trainers that
Yeah.
would be getting ready for comps, and usually around the last 2 weeks you have to deplete yourself of carbohydrates, which is basically your brain fuel,
Yeah.
right? And I watched her walk right into the wall. Like she was so depleted from carbohydrates, she walked right into the wall. And I'm like, oh my God. And then this is to like look a certain way for an hour.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's like
get off that stage and just-
I get it. It's, and you know, and I was sucked into it for a little while too, right?
Yeah.
And it's a phase of your life where you think that looking a certain way is important. And I'm not trying to diminish people that do it, because like I said, it's exercise.
Yeah.
And I think people that are doing it proper, are training proper, that are doing that are doing it mobility, that aren't getting their bodies stuck in these linear positions that they get where their body loses its mobility.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm so so dead set on mobility for the
Yeah.
body, or like I said, building the body from the inside out.
The looks will come from it. If you're just
It does.
if you're set on having good mobility, developing just your core strength and what you can do, like can you lift yourself? Can you do pull-ups? Can you climb yourself up of a tree? All these kind of natural movements. By doing that, your body's going to look amazing, right? It's almost like look how like
as long as you're eating healthy.
Yes,
that's
true.
that's-
Yeah,
that's the
okay.
kicker.
That's right. We can't
Yeah.
simplify this too much. I think maybe it just goes to like just have. Okay, let's just back up just for a second here, and we're talking about what we think of is good for physical fitness. We're like, well, we all want to live as long as we can and be as pain free as we can, and that's similar to for me. But like even for me right now, say I'm a little bit different in that I want to be able to play sports for as long as I can. Like I love sports because I love the social aspect of it, and I just love the competition aspect of it,
Yep.
and I love the ability to try to improve myself and just do better every time I play. And I just love learning sport. I just love anything to do with sports. I absolutely love it, and I want to be able to play it for as long as I can. And if I can't play it, like I don't know what I'm going to do because that would be horrible for me. So I guess it's in the way it's like still being fit for as long as I can, but it's also like structurally to make sure that my body can still be able to do that. Because even if people are healthy and they're just doing, they're making sure they have mobility and everything, but they could still like, lose the knees or whatever, right? Like that's going to happen as well too. But I just want to keep it for as long as possible.
Yeah, one thing that I can relate to is like obviously we both play hockey together, and like I play a lot of sport, and like playing sports is so much more enjoyable when I feel good.
Yeah.
When my body feels good, sport is great. When I have great energy, when my legs are strong, like my body just feels really good. I'm well recovered.
Yeah.
But if I when I had, like I said, I had a party phase where I was, partying really hard, like drugs and alcohol.
Yeah.
And I would go play hockey after a weekend of going on a bender.
Yeah.
And
Well, you're not gonna-
it was so
It was rough.
It was, and that's why I stopped doing that, because I was like, I just can't do this to my body.
You're losing the
anymore.
performance too.
Yeah, I just couldn't handle what it was doing. Like, this is a lot when I was a lot younger, but the toll it took on my body, and then I would go try to enjoy sport, and my body would just not perform.
Yeah.
I would not enjoy it. I only enjoy sport if my body is with me.
Yeah.
You
It's
know what I
allowing
mean?
you to do
it's
it.
allowing me
Yeah.
to do it at what I know its potential is.
Yeah.
And that's when I can enjoy sport. But if I, and that's why I basically quit drinking and all that stuff. I don't even bother with that anymore, because having a healthy body is just too important to me.
Yeah.
It's like the trade-off isn't there anymore.
So it's all important for us. And I think if we polled random people off the street, I think, 90%, maybe more would be like, yeah, if I could be super fit, super healthy, super athletic, I would do it. I don't think people would be like, yeah, I'd like to be a fat ass that sits on the couch and just eats chips. I think that people would want that. So if that's the case, what the hell is it that people aren't moving towards that? Why are we, I don't know the stats or whatever here, but as a society, it seems like we're fatter than ever, more unhealthy than ever. Why is that?
Well,
Well,
in my opinion, it's a few things. Obviously, the comfort crisis. Things are just way too easier that things are becoming so, like, everything is just becoming so much more, like, don't even have to get out to get your groceries anymore. Everything is at our fingertips now, which makes mobility less, less inclusive to a daily life. You
can spend your whole day in your house,
yeah,
a whole month in your house, and
if
never
you
have
really
to leave.
wanted to. And for my personal thing, I think people just don't see the value in it until it's too late. You know what I mean? People can't think long term. It's like it's the same thing with investing. Like everybody, they're like, well, I want to feel better. I want to be healthy. I went to the gym for a week and I still feel like crap. Well, this ain't working. So why should I working?
And then you just quit.
Exercising is uncomfortable. Let's not sugarcoat it. Like, it's not easy to get up and start moving your body. It's uncomfortable, but it's an uncomfortable thing that has a long lasting reward. Like, I could go and drink, a bunch of alcoholic drinks, and I could feel a type of way in the moment, but I'm going to feel like crap for days afterwards, right? Or I could take that same amount of time, go and have a really good workout, and I'm going to feel great for a couple of days afterwards, right? It's kind of flipped like that, and people don't want to put in the hard work for long or lasting effects. Instead, they want to do the thing that's easy and have gratification
feels good
now,
at the moment.
and then deal with the pain. But for me, it's like the pain is not worth the reward. The pain by exercising is worth the reward, but the ease of just doing something like eating junk food or drinking, or like junk food's a really interesting one to me, because I don't even think the reward is even like, it's literally 20 seconds of like mouth pleasure, for like instant regret right afterwards. Like I know what it's like to like eat a piece of cake at the thing, and like I contemplate and I'm like, oh, okay, I'll have some. And as soon as it's in my guts,
you're just like,
and I'm like,
what did I do?
I did not need that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, don't talk to Andrea, because she's, I mean,
we're all
no, but because we know about this, and our differences is that she'll go for that piece of cake every time because she has like, I have a sweet tooth, I just have to have it. Whereas for me, like I have the cake, I don't even want it, but it's interesting.
It's like unrestrained. Like,
Yeah.
I don't have a full button.
So we can't,
I
can't
like
have
that
candies.
stuff too. Don't get it twisted. But I figured out how to create food that emulates that type of stuff with healthy ingredients. Like I became like a master at that. Like that's been kind of like my mission for like the last 5 years.
Well, you have to bring some treats over, some healthy treats next time.
But I've done that too. Like, because
of course.
Tristan's keto, so I make like chocolate chip cookie bars for him that are keto, and same with I just made him some brownies that were keto that are really good.
For sure, using
That's
the
how I used
cocoa
to
and
do
all
it.
that.
Like our kids didn't have sugar, I don't think, until I don't know, they were like 12 or something. Like we were really hardcore. Even remember the one time we went to the McDonald's, and because we'd never taken the kids to like fast food before. And so we had just parked, and there was a picture of French fries, and Maya's like, what are those sticks?
What are those stick thingies? I remember that. That was in front of a Wendy's. I remember that.
It was so funny.
It's like, oh, those are called French fries. So they had no idea.
But but it doesn't matter. Like, I'm always gonna, even though I know how to make the good stuff, it's like
and I'm not anal about it either, because I'll eat a piece. Like I'm more about a portion guy. Like I'll have a bite or 2 pieces of cake. It's not like I'm super against it. Like I do it. It's just, I think there's levels to this thing. Like if I sit there and eat a whole piece of cake, then that's gonna wreak havoc on me. But I'll go have a bite or 2 just so I can that's really tasty. Yeah, that's just so I can experience it.
Yeah. Or someone's having a birthday party.
But there's like, levels to this game too, where you know what I mean. You have a chip, or you're gonna eat the whole bag.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean. Like it's like, I don't know. I've trained in my mind about, like, I have this real problem about consumerism when it comes to the health and wellness industry, and like how they artificially make food and the chemicals they use, and how they want to take out nutrition and use these cheap ass chemicals to create food, and how they make so much goddamn money off poisoning us.
Yeah.
It's like, and it's like when you really go deep into it, and this is a conversation that probably needs its own podcast.
Yeah.
But like, I just have this disgust about it that I won't even like support it, even though I know it's tasty. It's just like, I can just, every time I take like a bite of a chip, I'm like, I can just taste the chemicals.
Oh, yeah.
Like I just taste,
like,
and like in my mind, like I have to have like, I have this mind gut connection between I'm putting food in my body. Like I physically can't enjoy the flavor if I know that it's chemically built by a corporation. You know what I mean? But like I said, I'm not like anal. Like I love a nice piece of cheesecake, or you know what I mean? But I've like kind of figured out ways to create, like, using all healthy ingredients. Like honey and maple syrup are my jam, right? Like those 2 like little ingredients right there are like the best sweeteners you can use.
It's all natural stuff.
You were telling me that one day about was it the Ninja Creamy?
The Ninja Creamy,
oh my gosh, that sounded delicious.
Yeah, and I mean, like that's like I eat it like every 3rd day. Like it's like basically do you ever see one, Andrea?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah,
see it.
and I'm always like, do I get one?
You do. You got. Yeah,
okay.
I swear to God, you would like. It would just like. Try it out, because like it's like, so the Ninja Creamy is basically this thing where you can put in a bunch of ingredients and you freeze it, and it's actually made for people to make like their own ice cream, where they're using like milk and like a lot of like it comes with this whole like recipe book of like how to make their own ice cream. But realistically, you could use, like, what I just use is like Greek yogurt, and I use organic kefir, which is like super hot.
Kefir?
Kefir is like fermented milk.
Okay.
So it's like super high in probiotics.
Yeah.
It's and then I'll use like a scoop of protein powder, a banana. Bananas are amazing because the texture of a banana, like basically like a frozen banana, is like
Oh,
creates
it's
like
so good.
no, frozen bananas are like the little secret. Like they really
Yeah.
feel like the texture of ice cream.
Yeah. Oh,
And
my
then-
sister used to make frozen banana ice
And then I'll
cream.
put like a
It's delicious.
scoop of all natural nut butter in there, and then I'll sweeten it with maple syrup, and then you freeze it for over 24 hours, and then you put it in the creamy, and this thing does its job where it makes a crazy noise,
Yeah.
and then it'll like turn it into like basically ice cream, and then you can
make
go.
this crazy noise. That's
Yeah.
where the chemicals shoot it. It doesn't
Yeah,
tell you.
yeah.
No, no.
Yeah. But anyway, I digress from that.
No.
But then, so anyway, then you can add a bunch of stuff to it. So like what I like to do is like there's this cereal called Farm Girl cereal, which is made all of healthy ingredients. Like,
Yeah.
and then I'll use that.
It's like nuts and seeds
yeah,
and
and
stuff
then-
like that.
Yeah, like it's kind of made
like
out of like.
granola.
They have like a Cocoa Pops is like my favorite thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
guys actually own it. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you guys
that
have it.
cereal. That's
So-
Yeah,
the
it's
one
so
that I'm like,
good.
what the hell? Why
Yeah.
does cereal cost
It's like
$20?
$8.
Yeah, well, exactly. So but at Costco they actually have like a really good deal on it. So I'll crush that up, and then I'll put in a couple little chunks of like a nice protein bar in there for like kind of like a doughy kind
Sounds
of.
like this sounds like this huge
and
massive
then
plate.
and I'll take like pure cacao nibs, which is basically super high in polyphenols, super high in like all natural fats, which is basically cacao, which is chocolate, not mixed with sugar. But then you mix it in with that, so it kind of creates a flavor. So it actually tastes
Yeah.
like little chocolate bites, and then you mix it all together, and it's just like a super healthy blizzard.
Yeah,
I'm very
yeah.
passionate about it, as you
Yeah,
can tell.
no, it sounds really good, too.
because it tastes delicious.
I was just gonna say, like, it's
Sounds
amazing when
delicious.
you
Yeah.
find out how to substitute like all the chemical, like the Dairy Queen garbage, with
Yeah.
like natural stuff,
And it
tastes like 100 times better. Yeah, but it's more work, but it tastes better. Like Andrew, we used to have we had a juicer where it was we would take like we go to the farmer's market, get the orange juice and all the different beets and lettuces and whatever, all kinds of the greens,
the good stuff.
and then we juice the stuff and put it together and have this juice, and you're like, wow, this is what actual like orange juice just tastes like.
Oh.
Nothing like that
it's
orange juice
delicious.
from the store. You're like, how does it it does it's a completely different
No
world.
added sugar to
And
it.
it's like, or just whatever the crap that they do to orange juice. It's a different thing. And then when you make other different types of juices as well too, with all the different natural ingredients, and like you can make it as sweet as you want. You can make it as like more like of a green kind of drink, and it's just, and it's like super healthy, and it's crazy. If you dial down that recipe, you can get stuff that's going to be even better than the processed garbage,
Yeah, you just kind of
which you think you love, but like, oh man, try the real stuff.
Yeah, and I just really feel like the processed foods, like everybody kind of knows, like I mean, well, most people should know. I think, but actually, there probably is a few people that
I don't know about that.
Don't
We
understand
can
it, but
go-
like really like learn about what these like obviously read the back of a box. There shouldn't be more than like 5 or 6 ingredients in any type of food. Honestly, most food
Well,
should
there
just
should
be
just be one. That's a
but I mean, if you're gonna buy like a cereal or you're gonna buy like something like that, there is healthy options where they use a few things. Now, I'm not, these, natural flavors. There's this label called natural flavors. It's kind of a gray area.
yeah. What does that mean?
Yeah, I'm like, this is a better option than these other options, right? Like sucralose and all these other chemicals that, but you really want to just eat pure food, right?
Yeah,
and try
yeah.
to figure out how to and that's really like if it's not hunted or picked out of the ground, then it's not really food, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Unless they take stuff that is all picked out of the ground and mix it all in together and it's all natural, but then it's the sweetening that really gets to you.
Can get a lot of
That
people, yeah.
creates the sweetening textures and stuff like that.
All right, so that's okay. We got off on this food tangent, which is really good. I think it's really important. But back to the whole physical fitness. And Andrew, I would love to hear your take on this, because Luke was saying, maybe people can't get over the hump of it's too difficult to be able to go out and do that physical fitness, or they don't see the long-term goals. What do you think is one of the primary reasons for why people are so resistant to starting to get physically active?
I think for a couple of things. I think it's a whole attitude towards it, and I think it's just like reframe it. I get to move my body today. I'm not a quadriplegic. How they would kill to be able to be in the gym. So I think flip the mindset to it. I think
So
is
what?
number
Sorry,
one.
can you what do you mean by attitude? Like, what attitude are you hearing that people have?
Just like,
to,
oh, I have to go to the gym. I have to work out. It's like, no, I get to work out today.
oh, like you don't think of it as a punishment.
Yeah,
think of it as a
about,
reward.
I get to work out today.
Mhm.
So I think that could be it. And I think even Maya has seen like the kids in circus are just like, oh, I don't work out. And it's like this whole attitude of like, oh, I just don't want to do it. And I don't like that.
So it's almost as if
So
it's seen as, like, especially with the young kids, you're saying with
Yeah.
these kids at circus and everything, it's just
Not-
that it's not.
and not wanting to do hard things. So
That's what it really comes down
yeah.
to.
So
Yeah.
I think there's that. And then I think it's just like it's exactly what you said, Luke. It's like you have to do something you enjoy. I don't care what it is.
Mhm.
Just have fun when you do it. My dad's the same way. He's like, "Oh, I don't like the gym." Don't fucking go to the gym. Like
Mhm. Exactly.
go for a walk, go
Yeah.
whatever. And I think it's also you don't have to be miserable. Like listen to an audiobook, listen to a great podcast while you're doing it, even just to get you doing it.
Yeah.
Like even I fucking hate the treadmill, but in the winter, I don't have a choice. I have to go down there, otherwise I will be skating on the sidewalk. So I get Odium to get shows for me, and I just watch shows while I'm running.
That's a great
So-
point.
I legally purchase shows. Okay.
Absolutely.
I think that's a great point because like there is a lot of stuff that like when COVID came, you know, we were shut down from hockey. We couldn't go play hockey, and like that was like my cardio workout. Right. And so I had to pivot, and I had to go do like I had to build like a little like circuit in my garage, and I did not like it at all. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna build like an epic playlist on my phone that I have songs that I
yeah.
just love, and I said I'm gonna get
Yeah.
psyched to listen to this music, and it's gonna motivate. It's gonna make it a little bit more fun. You know what I mean? So you gotta like she said, you gotta like figure out ways to trick your mind. Like I get up in the morning and I go in the sauna every morning, and it's as fun as it sounds. It's not easy to like just get up and go sit in a hot sauna. Like there's
Yeah.
I have resistance to that, but that's when I want to put on a podcast. It's like, you know what, I'm gonna figure out what podcast I'm gonna watch first. So that's kind of like my little enjoyment. Okay, which podcast am I gonna watch? Like I kind of go down the little rabbit hole,
And that could
of
be
trying
like-
to find it. So that's the reward I get at the beginning.
Is that like pairing? I think that's from Atomic Habits, that book by
Habits,
James Clear.
yeah.
It's like take something that you like and pair it with something
Yeah.
that you maybe don't like. So it's like, oh, well, I don't like sitting in the sauna or getting up to go for a walk, but I like listening to podcasts. So you okay, I'm gonna find a podcast. Oh, and start listening to it, and then immediately go right into the thing you don't
how
like.
you make a
so
habit
it pairs it.
enjoyable.
Yeah.
Like you obviously, I think everybody that works out in the gym, like 95% of them have their headphones on listening to something.
Yeah.
Right? Like they're trying to get, you know, distracted from what they're doing, right? And you know that's obviously a great motivation to do it. But like, yes, and it doesn't, you know, if you're just walking 5 days a week for half an hour, you're mobile. Like you're doing something.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to be in the gym. Like this is another thing with the fitness industry. Like you have to like grind it out. Like, and I was stuck in and I'm still battling, but me and Andrew talked about this too, about
Yeah.
overtraining, working out too much. You know what I mean? There's levels to this shit. And, you know, like people can you could just go out for a walk every morning for a half an hour
Yeah.
and come back. You know what I mean? And that's a protocol. That is, you're doing something.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And
Well, that's the movement that we're naturally.
Is it enough? There's no perfect formula to a perfect healthy body. If we did, we'd all just do it. But I also think that there's the dark side of health and fitness where people just are like, they don't want to miss a day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like I have to like, the hardest thing for me to do is to take days off, which is crazy. It's probably hard for people to work out. For me, it's hard not to work out.
Yeah, that's definitely the what is it? The exception rather than the rule.
Yeah,
for
because
sure.
I have this if I don't use it, I lose it mentality. But it's also if I use it too much, I'm gonna lose it mentality. I'm
Yeah,
trying
yeah.
to build into my mind.
or
right?
that you can get yourself hurt or whatever, and you're not gonna. It's funny how your brain could also work against you, where you know if you work out the same muscle group over and over again, and you don't give it time to heal and repair and to grow back and build stronger, you could be like shooting yourself in the foot if you want to achieve a certain.
rest
you know.
and recovery is my biggest struggle right now. Like I have to like learn how to and like everybody's body is different. Like you're doing, you know, like I'm very, you know, I'm trying to like dial in hockey, golf, and strength training. These are 3 totally different physical activities that take, like and it's very hard to manage these three
Yeah.
into my life because they're
But they're things you enjoy.
they're things I enjoy, but like a lot of my golf rounds, I'm way too tired to golf because I'm doing it way too much. You know what I mean? And I'm
Do
not.
you use a cart or do you walk?
Oh, I use a cart.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I wouldn't. I mean, walking a golf course and like that would be just too much. Like
It is a lot of walking.
But I think people there's a lot of people walk golf. I think walking a golf course is great if that is your main
Physical activity.
your
whatever,
main
yeah.
physical activity. If that's all I ever did, I'd be walking too. But I play hockey twice a week and I strength train and I do mobility work in the morning. So the golf there has to be a little bit of leisure with golf. But
Sure.
me and my friends were talking about this yesterday. Just because you're in a cart doesn't mean you're not engaging in physical activity, because you're in and out of that cart like about 150 times. You're in and out of it, in and out of it, in and out of
Yeah.
it. You're
Not me. Me is like 72 because I just,
Oh, you're
par each other.
just parring every hole. Yeah, sure. And then you're walking on an uneven ground the whole time.
Yeah.
The whole time you're up and down hills. You're walking up to the greens. You're, if you're like me, you're probably in the woods a few times.
Yeah. No. Listen, I wasn't knocking it. Don't need to
but I'm
defend
just saying,
the
like
cart thing.
and it's very important. Like, tomorrow isn't like a day off for me, and it has to be a day off. But I'm like, but what if maybe I might go golf, and I'll wake up in the morning and I'll be like, I think I can squeeze it in today. It's like, no, it's more important that you rest today because you'll enjoy golf the next day.
Right. Yeah. Saturday or whatever it is. Yeah. So I love what you're saying, and maybe I don't like to prescribe things because everyone's different. But I think just in general of finding something, like if you're listening to this and you're like, you know what, I do need to exercise. I do need to be more physically fit. I do want to live longer and I do want to be healthier so I can have that good quality of life. Then just today, just think of like, what are the things that you just really enjoy doing? And just try to incorporate that into your life. If it's like, I just love going for a walk, then go for a walk. Or you just like, I love playing basketball, then get a basketball and just shoot a little bit of hoops down at the local park, or you love golf more. Maybe there's a way you can incorporate some fitness into that golf, like just find out what you love. It's not like, you don't have to just go to the gym, slap on the weights on the barbell and just, do those core like bench presses and stuff like that. So find what you love and then try to even pair it with something that you enjoy. Like we said, like podcasting plus walking or watching a TV show and going on the treadmill. Like just figure out ways how you can slowly build up that activity level, because as we were saying at the start, if you go too fast too soon, you're just begging for getting injured or doing something that is going to set you back a whole lot more.
Yeah, I think the unpacking this, I think the most important thing is that you, first of all, before you even try to figure out what you're going to do, you need to figure out the why first.
The goals, yeah.
Because it's like, why, because you have to have a reason why. Like, first of all, enjoyment is great. Some people don't even think that they're being physically active because they just enjoy what they're doing. Like they like golfing. So they don't.
Or imagine someone's like a bird watcher or whatever, but they hike into
I think a lot of people aren't thinking they just love playing golf. They're not like, I want to be physically active, so I'm going to go play golf. They're just like, I love playing golf or I love playing hockey. Which is great. So, but sometimes that's taken away from them and they have to. I think the most important thing is do you want to be a person who is going to take their health and wellness serious so they can avoid disease and pain and discomfort in their later years? And it doesn't mean that they avoid it completely, is that they want to be able to take control of creating a high chance of developing disease and chronic pain as they age. And the thing about it is, it's hard to see those things in the future because the future is not guaranteed to us, right?
Yeah.
It's just you see value in taking care of your body so that it is protected at the best it can be
you can
for the future. And I see total value because the reason Andrew said, because I seen what people that don't take care of themselves, how they end up, and it's solely because they didn't take care of themselves. I'm sorry. People that, it's hard to say what develops disease and cancer and all that stuff, but you have a higher risk.
Oh yeah.
You have a higher risk of life-threatening diseases by not having a good handle on your nutrition and your fitness.
Oh, 100%. I mean, that's, you can't
and
question that
chronic pain and ill mobility, it's pretty much guaranteed that if you don't take care of yourself in your earlier years, you're going to have a lot of problems in your later years. And I think you have to have that mindset that you care about that first. And then you kind of have to figure out, well, what am I going to do to prevent that? Like for people to go to work, it's fairly easy for them because money is important to them, right? Like I got to go to work because I need money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I need money to live. But having a health protocol, it's not so cut
Yeah,
and dry.
because no one says I need healthy
like,
body to live,
I'm,
but you should.
I'm fine now. Like I'm look at me, I'm alive, I'm great, I'm happy. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, but at the end of the day, it's, you know, do you want to be on, you know, blood pressure medication in your late 40s, which I'm starting to see some of my friends actually getting prescribed blood pressure medication.
It's crazy.
You know what I mean?
So a little bit of a pushback, and I'll
Okay.
say, and this is a question for you as well, too, Andrea. What if somebody's not thinking about that, and they're just like, you know what? I just want to look good, and maybe not in even a bodybuilder point of view, but maybe someone's 300 pounds, and they're like, you know what? I just want to go to the beach and feel comfortable taking my shirt off, or whatever the case may be, and that's their motivation. Do you see any problem with that?
No, not at all. But I'll tell you right now, if you're 300 pounds, you are severely at risk of a lot of things. So looking that,
True.
So, but it's literally the same thing. Like you want to look good, but that's the same thing as wanting to be healthy. You want to be healthy, you're going to look good. But if looking good is the main reason, it's really they want to be healthy, because losing 300 pounds it's going to increase your lifespan. You know what
I know that's
and,
about
and your health.
but I guess I'm thinking, because I know people that have said like, listen, I just want to lose weight because I'm just fat and I'm disgusting. I don't want to be fat anymore.
But
you know what I mean?
But that person that is 300 pounds is obviously does not feel healthy, right? Like they might. I would assume that somebody that is 300 pounds has
they got multiple diseases or illnesses or whatever.
I think
chronic
that
pain. 100%.
Their look is half of the battle is how they feel, because they're moving with a lot of discomfort.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Their joints, you know what I mean? Like the shortness of breath.
So would you think that a person is, not that they're lying to themselves by saying that, but are you saying that that's just maybe a way that they can articulate how they're feeling? Like, look, listen,
it could be like a, you know, a way to trick yourself, to motivate yourself. Like and there's nothing wrong with it. They're basically the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I want to look good. I want to look good, so because by looking good is going to make me feel good.
Oh yeah, and be healthy.
By
for
feeling
sure.
good is going to be healthy. They're kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's like like you say, I want to look good is like the same thing as I want to be healthier.
Yeah,
because
that means
you
need to lose 200 pounds.
And on that topic, it's like there's now like where people are like, you know, fat shaming, right? Like where people are trying to defend people that are heavy, like, oh, my body is beautiful, like big is beautiful.
Oh,
right?
that feels like that's, I don't know if that's gone on the wayside now, but that was the big 2016, 2020 cycle.
Well, and it's like
body shaming, like or was it body positivity? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, body positivity.
Yeah,
and I don't have a dog in this fight or anything like that, but if you're carrying an extra 100 pounds that you should, you're putting extreme stress on your heart, you're putting extreme stress on your joints, and you're probably going to decrease your life. You know, there's a good chance you're going to decrease your health and your lifespan. And that not only affects you, that affects the people that depend on you.
Oh yeah.
And you know, there's a lot of things. And if you don't want to do, and if you really like your body at that size, would you not take a magic pill that could take that off for you? Like it's like, or you just don't want to do the work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you want to like go down this road because you don't want to do the work. So you want to train yourself to be like, I'm happy in my body. I'm happy like this. It's like, okay, you're just lazy and you don't want to do the work because it's not healthy. And it's, you know what I mean? And that's a bad, I don't think that, you know, there's levels to that thing too, where there's, you know, obesity, where people are, you know, if you're carrying an extra 25 pounds, you know what I mean? But you're still jogging and you're still,
it's just overweight.
It is what it is, but there's levels to this thing where it's like, okay, like it's not that you're physically like very like hard to look at. It's more of like you were very unhealthy to look at. You know what I mean?
So I'll even go for that, the whole body positivity thing to me. And I think, Andrew, you remember Alexa was on. We did a podcast about that as well too. And she was talking about weight loss and stuff. But the whole body positivity, to me, that's I think it's horrible. Like it's horrible. Like the whole healthy at any size stuff, like that's complete nonsense. Like you can't tell me like someone that weighs 400 pounds is healthy and saying like, oh yeah, I'm healthy. Like
No,
you
it's
see them
just-
all,
it-
they're like, oh, I'm healthy,
no.
this and that. And they're like, they can't breathe. You know, you could just feel like, you could just look like they're in pain, like just by looking at them. And every study shows like, you know, if you're overweight and you're obese, I mean, heart failure, heart disease is going up, like your cholesterol levels, like everything, every possible metric of health is like on the decline. Like you said, you're going to die earlier. Like you're going to have all these complications. In no way is it scientific to tell me or to say that it's healthy. Like it is just not. Should you be ridiculed for being fat? Absolutely not. Like someone's going to be a certain way, then that's who they are. Nobody should be ridiculed for that. But you can't convince me that it's healthy. And I think that's where everything got lost into the whole thing of like, you don't shame people for being fat. And, you know, if they go to the gym, great, you support them. Be like, oh, congratulations. All right, let's figure out how we can help you lose the weight to get healthy. But it's just not healthy. Like, come on.
Well,
Like,
and
don't be
then
ridiculous.
Well, and then it's fake because as soon as
Well.
Ozempic comes out, then all of the celebrities that were overweight are on it and now they're skinny. So
That's
Yeah.
what you were saying. You're like, oh, if there was a magic pill, people would like, yeah, and they do take it
Ozempic.
because it's hard. Because like the whole body positivity went away because everyone that was saying like, oh yeah, I'm healthy at any size, they're all like on Ozempic and they've all lost all this fat, right?
Yeah, it's
so
such a weird world.
and it's just
where
like,
you
yeah,
could take-
it's just that's a whole nother thing.
But I
of
mean,
people
that,
just
that,
going out there
that
and virtue
drug,
signaling
it's
or whatever.
like,
But
like who, like it.
oh, that
Like, I
messes
mean,
you
we're
up.
going to see the aftermath of that drug in the next upcoming
Well,
year.
It's like
right?
any drug that comes. Oh
So
God, don't get me started.
My dad is on it. Yeah, I know. My
The
dad
pharmaceutical
is on
company
It.
and the food company. It's like one
My
and the same.
dad's on it, and so is his brother because they're both very overweight. And like he's been on it for a while, and he's still overweight. So it's like you can't just take that drug and just think it is the magic pill. Like you have to pair something with it, and
Yeah.
it hasn't. And then he has a ton of side effects, and it's like, is it worth it? Like,
And
well,
so he
it's-
hasn't lost any weight on it at all.
well, he said there. Well, what's interesting is because
That-
my dad just had surgery. They had to replace hardware from a broken ankle last week, whatever. But he had to go off Ozempic for 3 weeks before they would operate on him, and he actually ended up losing 5 pounds.
Jesus.
So I don't know what that's about.
yeah.
It's crazy.
I don't know. It's weird.
The problem with that is that it kills your cravings. That's the whole idea of it. It kills your cravings.
Supposedly,
It
yeah.
suppresses your appetite. So you can't even enjoy food anymore, which
Yeah.
that doesn't sound very fun. Plus people are losing muscle mass
Well, that's the
because
thing.
they're not training, right? So like losing muscle mass is not beneficial at all to a healthy
No.
body, right? Like
No, no,
muscle
no.
mass is like it's your armor, it's your protection. Like muscle mass, like people don't understand how important muscle is.
Oh, it's the organ. So one of my favorite doctors, Dr. Gabrielle Lyon, she says muscle is the organ of longevity.
100, yeah.
100%.
It's like our armor against disease. It's our armor against against debilitation,
In pain,
in
yeah.
pain. Like it's like
It supports everything,
it's,
right? Like
with
in your
that
whole
being, so it's
body.
like that's why like I'm so anal. Like that's why I don't ever want to miss like a strength training workout because I don't want my armor to like it's like my force field against the world, right?
Yeah.
It's like there's like I said, there's levels to it too. But like I don't ever want to like miss a week. I only strength train once a week because that's all I need. Like the hustle culture will want you to get in there 5 days a week and get in there. I do one full body workout a week.
Yeah.
And it took me a while to like realize that that's all I need.
Yeah.
Because like everybody will be telling you to go in there, and I think you're in a stage where you're building muscle in the
Just
beginning.
say it depends on what your goal is.
Yeah,
right?
when you're young and you want to like build your foundation,
yeah.
it's like anything, right? Like when you're like kind of like and you're doing your investing, you want to take your highest risk, you want to work hard at the
Yeah,
beginning,
yeah.
but then when you get to be a certain age and it's just all maintenance, right?
Then it's easier to make. Well, once you get there, it's easy to just
Yeah.
maintain. Like, just once a week, do a full body, and then you're good to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, there's so much we can get into. I think we'll say those for another days. We're talking about this too, and now I'm just like, I just need to get up because I feel like I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
we're
I
sitting
know,
down.
I
Like,
gotta
it's
move
been like an
around a little
hour
bit.
and a bit, and we're like, oh, we gotta move here.
Yeah, next time we can probably maybe touch on the nutritional aspect of everything, maybe,
Yeah.
because that's a whole other world. And then we'll always come back to this topic. Like there's so much to
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about. We kind of go back and forth on it a lot. That's because there's no like lane to really stay in. It's really good just to get the information out there
Yeah.
and really just kind of like throw our ideas out there,
Yeah.
how we feel about everything.
And I want to talk about the influencers as well too, because they're like tarnishing the whole fitness
Well, that's
industry
where
as well
like
too.
yeah,
Like,
that's
it's
what I want.
crazy.
Yeah, I
It's
want to get
crazy.
into that too eventually too about you know, I think a lot of people are just like health and fitness is so tribal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like everybody wants to be, especially with like the dieting, like, you know what I mean? That's where it really gets into, or like, you know, like, and with fitness too, like, you know, you got the CrossFit, and then you got
information overload
you
for
know
a lot
what I
of
mean?
people.
And it's like, really, it's just whatever protocol you can put together that you can follow. It's like investing. Whatever you can put together that you can enjoy and you can stick with, that's the most important thing. Like investing, like health and wellness, it's consistency over time. So whatever you can stay consistent with, whether it's just walking 30 minutes every morning and you can stay consistent with that, then that's better than doing nothing. It's actually great. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. All right, sounds good. We'll leave it there because we'll get going for another hour.
Awesome.
But thanks everyone for tuning in and watching. Really appreciate it. And yeah,
see you next
see
week.
you next time.
Awesome.
All right.